Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Battlers Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motion, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge, ProChargeEV.com. Hope your weekend was awesome. Hope your week is off to a great start here on this Monday. Been up and at 'em, already got a workout in, ready to roll. LSU football practice availability later this morning around 10:45, and the Saints get a win in sort of a somewhat improbable fashion, I would guess. The Chiefs sort of snatched victory from the jaws. I'm sorry, the Chiefs snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. But credit the Saints for making some plays. Saints got up 17-0. Derek Carr in the offense, first drive, boom, right down the field. 12 plays, 85 yards, and a score. Y'all were asking yesterday how long might the offense play, and I think I said, well, if they go 9 plays, 75 yards for a score in the opening drive, that'll be it. Well, 12:85 was it, but anyway. And then how about Jameis? Second team, boom, right down the field, touchdown. Saints scored points in their first 3 drives. They led 17-0, and then the Chiefs scored 24 unanswered. If you weren't watching, Jake Haener put together a 2-minute drive at the end of the game to score. Saints need a 2-point conversion to tie it, or to take the lead, because you weren't going to kick the extra point and tie it. So they go for 2, don't make it. And the Chiefs could just almost run at the clock. Saints had a couple of timeouts, so Chiefs go run. Saints call their timeouts. There's about a minute left, and I mean, Chiefs could have run it again and run the clock all the way down and punted and left the Saints with a long field in like 10 seconds. But they decided to throw the ball on 3rd down. And Phillips, the defensive lineman, got an interception. It was so crazy. So good on you, Kyle Phillips. He gets the pick, and it sets up the Saints for the game-winning field goal. And Blake Rupe hit it with no time left. Hit it as time expired. So Saints win 26-24. Some big takeaways. Alvin Kamara looked awesome running the ball. Jamal Williams looked a touch slow running the ball. And unfortunately, not much for Kendre Miller. 4 carries for 5 yards. Although Trevor Penning is starting at left tackle, he was out there much longer than just that first unit. So you can tell they are getting him a lot of reps there at left tackle. A.T. Perry, he was targeted 6 times. He had 6 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, I want to go pull my post-draft show today, because I don't remember exactly what I said, but it had to be something to the effect of, I have no idea why A.T. Perry was available in round 6. I'm not going to say that's completely akin to Kayshon Boutte being there in round 6, but it's similar. I mean, Perry, I don't think at any point was looked at as like a potential top 10 pick or anything like that, but why that guy who was so productive in college, big-bodied. I mean, the one knock on him was he struggled with drops at times, but man, oh man, like, you don't produce at that level for that long without being a really good receiver. So I was glad to see A.T. Perry have a really big day. Like, I mean, here you go. His junior year at Wake, 1,293 yards, 15 touchdowns. His senior year at Wake, 1,096 yards, 11 touchdowns. I mean, back-to-back 1,000-yard receivings, double-digit touchdowns. I mean, he's just, dude, he's a really good receiver. So, defensively, boy, it was nice to see the first unit play really well. Chiefs went for it on a 4th and short. They got stuffed. I think it was Colin Saunders who made the play. we got to see a lot of Brzee. It didn't really flash. Um, Unfortunately, neither did Isaiah Foskey, who was one of the guys I was kind of keeping an eye on. Really, I was watching him when he was in. I think he's wearing number 55. Um, 55. He was playing right end. Um, yeah, 55. Not a whole lot to say about the linebackers. One guy, 43, made a nice play. Ryan Connolly, made a couple of nice plays in there. There was no Demario Davis in the game, obviously. We didn't get to see Jalen Smith either. But, yeah, Connolly, former fifth-round pick of the Giants back in 2019. He made some nice plays. You know, he definitely flashed on the screen. So, all things considered, a good first go. A good first go for the Saints. Zach Bond had a sack. Interestingly, you know, we've talked about Bond so much. The sack he had came when he was standing at the line of scrimmage on the interior and they ran a stunt. It's like, well, that's what we always knew he could do. He could always rush the passer. But could he be a stand-up inside backer? And that's what he struggled with. So, but Saints get a win. It's always nice to wake up on a Monday after a win. So, all right, Tigers are back on the practice field today. Saints will play LA. They're at the Chargers on the 20th. So is that Saturday? I got my dates all confused. Anyway, okay, let's say some good mornings. See what y'all got. YouTube, smash that like button. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Bubba Smith, good morning. Vernell Thomas, good morning. Jason Horn, Jacob Willis, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Vernell, I was impressed by A.T. Perry. I think Adebo may win this cornerback position. Long way to go, but sure. I think, look, Paulson Adebo last year was the talk of training camp. And but for the knee injury, would have been that guy. Alontae Taylor slid in, played great. But, I mean, I like the four cornerbacks. When you talk about Lattimore, Adebo, Alontae Taylor, Bradley Roby, that's a good group, man. You can win with that group. So, yeah, if it ends up with Lattimore, Adebo, and Alontae Taylor as your nickel, and Roby as your dime, okay, I'm good with that. Dale Broussard, 3 short weeks until we put Florida State back in their place. Yeah, less than 3 weeks now. 3 weeks from yesterday. Kelly Gross, good morning. Charlie Cavell. Vernell Thomas said A.T. Perry reminds me of Robert Meacham. Don't say that, dog. So I was the biggest anti-Robert Meacham person ever. So it started because, if you remember, so 06, of course, the Saints go to the NFC Championship game. And 07, they used a first-round pick on Robert Meacham. The Saints desperately needed defense, and they used their first-round pick on a wide receiver. And so I melted on air when they drafted Robert Meacham. And then we all know what happened. Robert Meacham was basically a healthy scratch for his whole rookie year. He stunk. He couldn't get on the field. So that just built all the anti-Robert Meacham. So then it became a radio bit for years about me and hating Robert Meacham. So please don't compare A.T. Perry to Robert Meacham. Let's see. Trivia Carter, good morning. Troy Bear, good morning. Matt, hope you have a blessed day. Thanks, Troy. Same to you, man. Devin Johnson, good morning. I've never been in football ops, but do you feel LSU might be behind the 8 ball on facilities? Looks nice for sure. Ole Miss released theirs. No. So, Devin, LSU just updated football ops in 2019. It's a gorgeous facility, man. Um, and the thing you got to remember is a lot of schools are just now building their operations center. LSU football ops opened in 2005, Les's first year. That was Saban's vision. I mean, LSU had the indoor practice facility built. They call it the Curly Dome. Um, like LSU's always been ahead on facilities with football. They had the indoor practice. Like Georgia just opened an indoor practice facility. Whenever it would rain, Georgia would have to bus to the Atlanta Falcons facility to practice. I mean, come on. So LSU's always been way ahead. So football ops opened in 2005, and so then it had become dated. So they renovated in 2019. Remember they did the airplane pod lockers, where every locker is basically like an airplane pod. So no, LSU's football operations centers, they have like the walkthrough room, which basically it's you put on the projector like a situation, and then all the 11 guys can stay in their position on the field. It's incredible. Trivia Carter, Josh Higginbotham, Weston Weaver, Wendell Norman, Taz, good morning. A.T. Perry's all the talk. Tiger Diver, good morning. Wacky Chris, good morning. Matt by the way, from a treadmill at Planet Fitness, thoughts on Derek Carr spreading the ball out, commanding the offense? Yeah, they look great, man. I think that's what you would have hoped to have seen. Right down the field, 12 plays, 85 yards. They converted a couple of nice third downs. One of them was a beautiful pass over the middle to Juwan Johnson. That's the other guy we should talk about in that first drive. Juwan Johnson looked really good while he was in there. But they, the 3rd and 8, and he threw the 11-yard pass to Juwan Johnson on the right. And they had that was the only 3rd down they had. But they had the false start on Penning, and after the false start, they went from 2nd 6 to 2nd 11. That's when they threw the ball to Mike Thomas. So it was nice to see Mike Thomas make that play. It looked like vintage Mike Thomas. I mean, just put it in the radius. He went down and got it, and it was a really nice grab. So, yeah, man, Keith Kirkwood scored the touchdown, which was odd. But, yeah, I mean, I liked – I mean, aside from the holding on the kickoff, which was on DeMarco Jackson, and the false start on Trevor Penning, you have to like everything you saw. Alvin Kamara ran the ball well. Got Juwan Johnson involved, Michael Thomas involved. Jamal Williams and Kendre Miller struggled, but early. All right, let's see. Barry Johnson, Saints played pretty well. Carl looked good. Joey Metke, Spurge, good morning. Larry Garner, Taz, good morning. Hanner will be okay. I think he had some jitters. Maybe, or maybe he's just not that good. And I think it's one of the things. So I think Hainer and A.T. Perry are great examples of something we talked about on Friday on AFR, which is, this isn't an original thought, but some guys are gamers. Like they do well, they do better at a game than they do in practice. Some guys practice well, but they struggle to translate to the field. A.T. Perry is a name we haven't heard much about at all during this training camp. Well, you put on the uniform, you go play in a game, and all of a sudden he pops. That's not surprising. Hainer's a guy who people have talked a lot about during this camp. Well, the lights came on Sunday, and it wasn't good. The 2-minute drive to score the touchdown was a 6-play, 76-yard drive, and it got started. He threw the ball to Shaq Davis, who's the undrafted rookie out of South Carolina State. By the way, terrible throw. Shaq Davis is just 6'6", had to full extend and got popped as a result. But there was a roughing the passer. So you got the 18-yard gain and the 15-yard roughing the passer. So boom, boom, you're already at their 42. So you're in business now. I thought that, the running back who looked the best, aside from Kamara, was Ellis Merriweather. Stocky dude, wore number 35, was in there late, and it was just very clear he belonged. Like he functioned within the offense. He ran the ball hard between the tackles. He had a nice 15-yard catch and run. He blocked. I mean, one of the sacks that was given up, I mean, that was one of the really unfortunate parts. When James was in there, the offensive line just completely broke down on him. Jamal Williams gave up a sack on the blitz pickup. But Ellis Merriweather, I thought, played really well. Anyway, he caught the touchdown pass. Beautiful. Catch in the flat and scooted into the end zone. So, anyway, yeah. So Hayner's final stat line didn't look great. I'm not gonna judge the guy by the first preseason game, but objectively, if you were watching him, it was a rough go for him. Accuracy wasn't there. 10 of 17 for 105, a touchdown and a pick, and a rating of 71.9. Reed Rule, morning Scone. Any chance we kick tires on Zeke or Fournette with the injury to Miller? I want to hear did they announce anything about Miller's injury? I thought they were going to do more imaging and further testing. Same knee he entered in the Fiesta Bowl. Well, look, if Kendra Miller's going to be out, then you have to add a running back. Now, maybe Ellis Merriweather can make the team because he did look good. But Zeke or Fournette are those options. If they're affordable options, sure. Those guys may be just holding out of camp, waiting for a place where they can go, where they feel like they can win. If you gave me the option of Zeke or Fournette, I would take Fournette. Younger back, more tread on the tires. Wasn't really running to the ground the way Zeke was in Dallas. So, and then there's always the LSU and New Orleans tie, which is kind of cool. But just even if you remove that, I just think fundamentally Fournette's just a better back at a better stage in his career. Couple more here. First day of school for Drew, so I need to get up and get at it because got to get him there and we got to do pictures in the classroom and all that stuff. So, Brad David, if Saints have a losing season, do you think Dennis Allen will get a third year? Depends how bad the losing season is. That's a total cop-out, I know, but it matters. If they go 3-14, he's fired. If they go 8-9, Brett DeGrow, Taz, good morning. Bailey C, excited to see A.T. Perry get. Everybody's talking about A.T. Perry. Eric Wilderrider, based on yesterday, we definitely be able to put Jake Cannon on the practice squad. Yikes. Ransom Antoine, I remember when you said that about Perry on AFR. Scott Fontenot, man, it did feel good to watch the black and gold again. First team looked great, first drive. Hope it keeps getting better. Defense, too. I mean, look, came up with a stop against Mahomes. I mean, even Andy Reid pulled out the trick play. If y'all missed it, they tried to go for it on fourth down where they had Blake Bell. Mahomes was walking down the line like he was making the check call, and Blake Bell was coming in motion and just went under center and was going to take the quarterback sneak and run it, and Saints stuffed it. Yeah, Barry, Clyde Edwards-Helaire played great. Yeah, I don't know if Kansas City's going to keep him, but he was out there with the first unit, man. So, I mean, I know they got Pacheco there, and he really starred last year, but Clyde looked good yesterday with that first unit. Hey, Dad, good morning. Joseph Baggard, good morning. Kenneth Polk, good morning. What do you think of a new drafted quarterback? Talking about Hayner, talked a little bit about him already. Yeah, he struggled for sure. First game. Let's see how he like. He's going to play a lot more in this preseason. So let's see how he looks. Damon Gilmore. Let's see. Troy may have added another back with the injury to Miller. Just talking about that. Solar Flares, H-Town Creole, good morning. Weird to see Kirkwood with the ones. Well, that's obviously a big part of Rashid Shaheed being out. But, it's interesting. So, although they may not play the same position, Shaheed out, do you give A.T. Perry more run with the ones? He's deserved it. Hey, Rebecca Claire, good morning. Happy first day to Drew. Thank you. So they had, I don't know if every school does this, but they do at St. Lillian, they kind of do like a staggered start. So he went on Thursday, just sort of like a half day introduction type deal. And then Friday, the other half of the school went. So but today is like the first full day for everybody. So, yep. So I'll walk him in and do the pictures and all that sort of stuff. So, selfies with Dad. Peyton Morvant, good morning. Let's see, Brian Broom, what's going on? Let's see, maybe one more. Yeah, I agree, Vernell. I mean, I thought Ellis Merriweather looked really good. I like Winston's play. Yeah, Jameis looked good as well. So, all right. I think we're just about done, y'all. Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Need a roof? Give us a shout. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Commercial or residential, love to help you out. Going to shut it down a few minutes short today, y'all, because I got to go get Drew because I got to get him to school early. So, all right, y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. We do have LSU practice availability today, so I'll get you an LSU practice report on AFR. And I think that's it. All right, see y'all. Peace. Have a great day.